So for me, it's been an unbelievable opportunity to be around some of the best coaches in the United States. So that's the thing I've realized. It's just how elite everybody is here.
How's the chemistry been among the new guys?
Unbelievable. Yeah, unbelievable. Great mix of personalities and very little ego in there. You know, no idea is a bad idea right now, and we talk through it. It's been awesome. Really, really good.
How have you and Coach Hafley split up the duties in the defensive backfield?
So I kind of just play off of Coach Hafley. He takes the lead, and I mentioned that several weeks back. That you know, I think anytime you've got too many voices in the secondary, that can create issues. So Coach Hafley's as good as I've ever been around at any position, and he's a mastermind in the secondary. So great opportunity for me to continue to build my skills there. But we're just kind of playing off each other. You know, it may be period to period, even in practice. He may have the corners for one period, then I'll take him the next. Just playing off each other.
Right. So it's not specific to cornerback safety.
It's multiple even within each day.
Who are some of the guys in that defensive backfield who have kind of caught your eye? 7 practices in the spring camp.
You know, I've been impressed really with all of them, just how hard they're willing to work. You know, how much they embrace the process. You know, that speaks to the culture here that you know, Coach Meyer has established and Coach Day has continued. Just really, really impressed by all those guys. To single 1 or 2 guys out right now, I'm not sure I could do that for them.
Collectively, out of the younger guys, what have you seen from them? This is a pretty talented group coming up that's going to probably have to step up this year.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I think we've got a lot of young talent. One guy that's not even practicing right now that's caught my eye even just in the meeting room is Ronnie Hickman, just how he goes about his business. I mean, for a guy that should still be in high school, you watch him in every meeting. I mean, he knows the answer to every question. He's asking me questions, you know, without even me prompting him and things like that. So just been really impressed by him. But that's the culture. That's how really all
you mentioned Ronnie Hickman. He's a guy coming off an ACL injury. He's been dressing for practices. How much is he able to do? What's his recovery process been like physically?
You know, I'll leave that stuff to our athletic training staff. They're first class and they can answer that question for you. But as far as the mental preparation, he's been off the charts. Physically, been very limited. We're going to make sure that we take the time we need to take to get him back right. But again, everything from we talk about emphasis on mental reps here. He's been as good as I've seen as far as getting quality mental reps. It's been really impressed with him.
What about the special teams side of things? How does that work in terms of when you're with them and who are you working with there and how's that all going?
Yeah, so the special teams meetings, you have almost the entire team. Sometimes the O-line and D-line aren't in there, but really everybody else is in there. And I look forward to that opportunity to not just coach necessarily the specifics of special teams, but really just coach the fundamentals of playing the game. So I relish that opportunity. We have periods of practice where I am able to be with our specialists, our kickers, punters, snappers. But then, outside of that, we just give them a plan. And fortunately, we've got unbelievable leadership in that particular unit, and they've been very diligent in practice.
Who do you guys have working on this year?
Back there is going to make sure that we at the very least possess the ball at the end of the play and give us an opportunity to hit some home runs.
Thanks so much, Coach. I appreciate it.
Returning guys in the secondary. There's a lot of talented guys behind them that we haven't really seen much of. Who's impressed you so far and how?
To single guys out right now would be tough. We got a lot of guys competing, and I've been impressed with really the whole group, and not just out on the field, but just the way they go about their business, their approach to the meeting room. Guys are constantly calling us and texting us after hours to say, "Hey, coach, what do you think about this rep?" Or they'll send us a clip and, "Hey, what was wrong here? What'd you think?" and that kind of thing. So I've just really been impressed with the culture that's in place and how bad our guys want to be really good and how they take to coaching. That's what I've been impressed with most.
Are you working more with the safeties or the corners?
So Coach Hafley and I are really just playing off of each other. So even just today in practice, from one individual period to the next, I have the corners, then I have the safeties, and I'm back to the corners. So we're just bouncing around. It's really by drill how we want to set it up and making sure that Coach Hafley and myself get a chance to work.
Your ideas of how each position is supposed to go are aligned.
We have very much so. Yeah, absolutely.
Man, how much time do y'all take now on special team stuff?
So we generally, on days that we practice, we'll have a shorter meeting just to prep us for that practice, usually a 15-minute meeting. And then we get a handful of practice periods to come out and execute what we've put in place in the meeting room. And then following day where we're not practicing, we usually will have a 25 or 30-minute meeting to recap the things that we did on the field.
Yeah, and who all's in that meeting?
Most of the whole team. So sometimes your offensive and defensive linemen or quarterbacks that aren't generally involved in special teams are excused, and they'll go in either the offensive line, defensive line, or quarterback meeting room. But generally, the entire rest of the team is in there.
What is the point you're trying to make? I mean, maybe, I don't know, put your imprint on it, so to speak, or whatever. What's just sort of your,
I think if you asked our players that, they would tell you, I would hope their response would be that it's all ball. And what I mean by that is I'm not necessarily coaching the nuances of punt or kickoff or special teams, but really it's just general fundamentals of playing football. And I really have tried hard to give them clear visuals of what a particular special teams drill may do for them in special teams, but also how that makes them a better wide receiver or corner or linebacker or running back, whatever it may be.
If you could encapsulate that in like a sentence or two, what would it be? I mean, just obviously you're trying to create space when you're a wide receiver. As a corner, you're trying to take away space. I mean, just what are you talking about there?
Well, it's just general fundamentals of playing football. It's creating and avoiding contact. It's changing direction or gaining ground based off the particular position that you're in. It's moving your feet in a power position, whether you're making a tackle, you're on a stalk block, you're running back in pass protection, you're a linebacker striking a blocker. It's just general fundamentals of creating, avoiding contact, things like that.
One more question. How long when you make a change like this from one staff to the next, how long does it take you to come to fluency with the new way of with the new language or whatever, even though y'all are probably teaching pretty much the same things and stuff?
Very similar, and I've got the best quality control coach in the country, Parker Fleming, and he's been a major help to me and helped me bridge the gap and where there were maybe some differences in the terminology from things that I was used to what had been done here.
Yeah.
He's been integral in that meshing.
Thanks, man.
All good? Thank you.